think I'll have myself a beer.
G'day guys, it's Luke from the Beers of Sigmar, coming to you again with another stream. If you're new here, smash like, smash subscribe like you smash the beers. We're back here to talk about just a few things that's happened over the last few months and some upcoming things as well. Mostly we're going to review SAGT and look to the future, future events, and a couple of battle tomes that have come out and a few reveals. We'll have a chat. It's more of a podcast sort of affair, but you can watch us mess around or whatever. Yeah, the full crew's here for the first time, so I'll just go around in order and introduce everybody. First of all, Tyson, my co-TO. How are you going, buddy?
I'm good, brother. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, pretty good. Wayno and his creepy little girl. What are we calling her, Wayne?
Make something up. She'll still be creepy anyway.
I really feel we need to clarify for anyone that's listening to this and not watching. There's a creepy as fuck doll sitting behind Wayne's head right now. It's not that he just has a random woman in the background, all right? Just to clarify that.
Yeah, we've already...
Not yet, anyway.
We've already surmised it's going to stab him into death in the night. So, yeah, good luck, Wayne. Next on the panel is Wilsey. How you going, buddy?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, can't complain.
That's good, mate. Apart from your crappy team.
No, I won't talk about that.
Next up is Nick. How you going, buddy?
I'm going great. Cheers. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm going good. First of all, bit of housekeeping. Unfortunately, on the last stream, I've had a lot of people complaining at me. Said I failed to scull a beer. I owed them one beer, so I'm just going to scull this beer and let Tyson have a word while I'm sculling this beer.
So, just on the back of that last review show that we did do, where it was myself and Luke, thank you for every single person out there that did not pick the inspiring battle, the trait. I really appreciate that. Thank you, all of you, for taking the triumph. In the future, don't ever take it again. As many people pick Bloodthirsty as you can, please. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a fun drinking game, and I didn't think it'd be that bad, but I ended up getting pretty sozzled, so that was good.
I think my favorite thing about that was how it was a self-imposed drinking game. Like, you were like, someone doesn't pick it, I'll drink a beer, and then it was like, well, you fucked yourself there. So that's what I love most.
Yeah, I misjudged the amount of people who didn't bother to look at their inspiring of what triumphs they were picking. So there you go. That's what I get for putting faith in humanity. Failures, all of you. Alright, so let's just crack on with it, shall we? Because this might be a long stream. And let's head into SAGT 2022. First of all, I just want to kick off the stream and say thank you again to everybody who helped us out with the event. First of all, I'd like to put someone who we forgot to thank at the stream, and it wouldn't have even happened if it wasn't for him. So I want to point out my main man, Andreas Nikolai. He helped us with the software, set it all up and help us understand how it was working, and it worked perfectly on the day. So Andreas, love you, buddy. You're the best German in town.
Take that, Kron.
Yeah, sorry, Kron. Even though, but let's just big up to Kron because he's over in Europe trying to bring home the gold for Australia. So good luck, Kron.
Repping SA in the World's team.
Yeah, it's the Super South Australians. Anyway, yeah. So and yeah, just usual shout outs to the RSL and everybody else who came down and helped out as well. Tyson, anything to say on that?
Nah, you pretty well nailed it. Thank you to everyone for the event as well. There was very few times where I think myself and Luke actually had to get involved with any kind of TO step-ins or anything like that. And when we did have to step in, it was obviously, something that needed us there. Yeah, everyone seemed to get along fantastically well. It was fantastically run over the few days. Thank you again to the RSL. Thanks again, Andy. We do appreciate your work. And yeah, huge thanks to you as well, Luke, because as I said on the day, you definitely did the lion's share of the organization and all the legwork, man. So thank you more than anything.
Yeah, it was a great event, and yeah, thanks everybody. It was fantastic. Anyway, speaking of the event, let's get into it because it was quite a good event for the Beers team, myself and Tyson included. Everything worked fantastic. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into round one, fight. Okay, round one. We'll just go through, I guess me and Tyson, is any games I played in the first game as a Gumby. So I guess I can talk about my game first, and then we'll go through the rest of the fellas' games and let them talk about it, and then I'll hand it over to you, Tyson, for any games that you thought were cool or how you thought first round went. If that's cool with you guys.
Yeah, man.
Alright, so first game was against a little dark horse. I played, where was it? Table 4, I was playing Lawrence Crowter. I was playing with my Gumby Giants and Kragnos. And wasn't this guy a little dark horse in the tournament? Old Lawrence here, Jesus. With his Flesh Eater courts, really nicely painted, had a nice display board as well. Yeah, I went for it turn one. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to smash through his screens and smash his Terrorgeist faces in. Tyson was witness to this. I went in with Kragnos into his Terrorgeist, and I reckon I rolled 5 wounds, which would have just decimated him, and he rolled like 5/5 up saves.
Yep, absolutely saved it like a boss.
Yeah, he absolutely murdered. And then the Terrorgeist did what they did, and they murdered a giant, and they murdered Kragnos straight up the bat. It was pretty, yeah, it was pretty devastating. So Lawrence kicked my face in turn one. That was a quick game, and he scored some big points there as well against me. He got 52 to 12, which sent him up the tables. And good on Lawrence. This is his first tournament, and I reckon he had a cracking time as well. So yeah, that was my game. Who's next on the list for us? It is where are we? Nick. Nick, you played Ryan Catlin with his Bone Reapers, I believe. The Bony Boys.
Yeah, no, that was a wicked game. First time I've actually been able to kill some OBR. Those little fuckers are just the bane of my existence, I swear. But yeah, no, it was good fun. Ryan was awesome and pulled off a win for the first game of the day, which with my Iron Jaws I was pretty stoked about. But yeah.
Yeah, I came over. It looked like a big grind, a big fight in the middle there. So yeah, looked like a good game.
Yeah. It was a good game for the start of the day. You know, just run into the middle, just start bashing, and yeah, see who comes out alive. And it was the Angels in the end.
Yeah, very nice. That's one for Nick. As we go on, and the next game down on the list for our fellow beers. Where are you in? What table did you play on? You were the one underneath. Table 12, Wayne, you were playing Jack Market. So how did your game go, Wayne?
Was that Giants?
That was the Giants.
Okay, so I feel sorry for Jack because it was his first game ever. I helped him as much as I could, but the problem is he borrowed Mark Nodge's Giants list, and he had help from Stewie to build it, and they taught him a couple of things, and I taught him while we were playing. The problem is I built my Skaven list to kill Giants back when they were massive, and then Skaven got the whole hunt thing. And basically, I killed all his Giants by turn 3. And I think I scored 60-something victory points. So I think I was the top victory points after that game.
65 victory points you scored.
Yeah, and you were definitely on table 1 right after that because you were the highest.
And he only scored 8.
Honestly, it was... He played it all right. And I helped him as much as I could without handicapping myself completely, but like I just destroyed those Giants, which was what my list was meant to do. And yeah, I sort of put myself in an awkward position for the rest of the tournament after that.
Yeah, you flew too high to the sun, didn't you, Icarus? Well, we'll get to that later.
Can I just jump in and have a real quick shout out for Jack? As Wayne said, that was not only his first tournament, that was his first ever game of Age of Sigmar. His friend was like, "Hey, come along. It's a really good place to come. You'll meet some new people." Yeah, like I can only imagine not only how daunting that would be to learn a whole entire new game, let alone with a room full of people, let alone at a fucking GT of everything. Yeah, I absolute shout out for someone going in, that balls deep straight off the bat. Realistically, like, yeah, real shout out to you, Jack. Well done.
Yeah, I hope you come back, Jack. I know you weren't too happy at the end of the day, the first day, but yeah, come back, buddy. It takes balls to come in straight into a big GT like that, and yeah, I hope you had a good time anyway with the people you played, and hopefully we'll see you next time, definitely. Alright, on to a very, very dicey match, which me and Tyson have surveyed a few for a while, and Mr. Adam Williamson played Alex Maurice.
I did. Alex, if no one knows him, is like he should win favourite opponent every event. He's like the nicest guy, but there's so many in Adelaide, so it's a tough reward. But yeah, so it was a really nice game, and he ran KO with GoTrek. So, and I was running Thunder Lizards, so I thought I had it in the bag, but GoTrek got in, and he got into my Bastillodon, and he did 2 damage. And he pulled in again and did no more damage, and that was it. I just walked through him after that. So my sphincter tightened a bit for a few minutes, and then it was all good.
It was good because he needed a big charge, and he rolled a 10, and GoTrek was in, and I was like, "It's all over for you, Willsey. It's game over."
Yeah, I thought,
and he
GoTrek, but he whiffed so hard, and then with the little Bastillodon with the 1+ save, still pretty good. If he didn't do the mortal wounds, so. I was lucky. I got lucky.
Yeah. So Willsey you took that one out.
Yeah, I got a good win. Not as good as Wayne's, but it was a good win.
42-3. Yeah, jeez.
Wait, what was the score?
42-3 says it. Oh no,
okay,
sorry, no, 14.
14-3. Okay, that makes more sense.
14.
42.
42 to
14.
Yeah, 14. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so that
was
the end of turn 1. Tyson, what did you think? You were going solo there on the first round. Anything you saw? Enjoyed it?
Yeah, look, I was there for when that GoTrek charge happened, and I was like, "Oh, Willsey, you're fucking done in." But hey, it was good. Also, Wayne, you handled that game perfectly against someone who was brand new. You were courteous, you were gentle, you were asking questions, you were getting confirmation that he understood what was happening. Like, don't feel bad. That's not on you. All right. Other than that, honestly, usually that first turn, I was wandering around and getting everyone's paints and paint scores and checking out everyone's level of hobby and things like that. But there was some great games happening that first round. Like, absolutely. It was just good to see all that kind of go down on the first turn, which was great.
Very good. Okay, onwards and upwards, we head into round 2. And on table 1, Wayno, you played Ryan Charmley from Geelong, who come over, good on him making the drive. It was lovely to meet him as well, good, nice bloke. And he was running the Stormcast Dragon Long Strike Filth versus your Stormfiend Filth. Wayno, take us through the game.
Alright, so there was a bit of misconfusion at the beginning.
You're a filthy cheat.
He's a cheat.
You're a filthy cheat.
Ryan, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry again. So Ryan set up, I set up, and then we started, and it's like, oh, my wind launchers can not use line of sight. And then Ryan's like, well, if I had have known that, I would have set up my army completely differently, because he caged at the back, castled at the back. So we had a bit of disagreement about it. I told him that, he could reset up, etc., but it was already too far gone. First turn he gave to me.
Tyson came over though, didn't he?
Yeah. We talked it through. Ryan at the end of the tournament just came over and said it's all good, etc. And after that, we sorted it all out. But I still had to have luck, because first turn I only had 6 shots into his little general, which teleports people.
Yeah.
And I literally killed his general by 1 wound. Like, it was bang on after everything that happened. And that was all I did first turn. But that was enough to tie him in the corner. So he had all his dragons in the corner, he had his raptors in the corner. And I've just got to say, at the end of the day, if you're taking a list like that, tough fucking luck.
Jesus.
I fucking turned a corner. Jesus Christ.
Stop.
I'm joking. Like, that list is horrible, and if it had gone any other way, I probably would have absolutely lost. But because he castled in the corner and I got that line of sight off, it basically secured me the win. I still had to work for it because he still had his 4 dragons, etc.
What was the line of sight? What's the range on those winds launchers? 36?
24.
24. So, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, did he have choice of first turn?
No, I did.
Okay, so kind of either way. You reckon you'd have been able to get to him either way, wherever you would have deployed him?
Maybe not, but it was more like we talked our list through at the beginning, and it was like literally the only thing I missed.
Yeah, the one thing that won you the game.
It wasn't on purpose, I swear to God.
Yeah,
we talked about it after.
I know.
Anyways, I didn't. How much did I win?
How did the rest of the game go? Because he still had the dragons.
He still killed. He killed the Storm Fiends eventually. Most of the Storm Vermin did the work after that. So I think the Storm Fiends died to the dragons. I'm pretty sure my Arch Warlock ended up dying. Thanquil was pretty hurt, and he didn't do much anyway because, he had dragons.
Yeah.
He still had the Raptors, and the Raptors still did quite a lot of work.
What did you kill? You killed his teleport priest.
Yeah, his general.
And if anyone saw the terrain, it was a big piece that he's hidden behind. So it was a long walk around. So
yeah. So the top tables, I made some custom terrain, and there were massive pieces, line of sight blocking. Anybody who didn't fly, basically, you could hide anything. Basically, even a giant could hide behind some of the pieces of terrain. So. Yeah, it was quite. It was very interesting. Anyway, Wayne.
Well, I got my comeuppance, but we'll get to that. So
let's see what the score was. You got 41 VP, and he got 11 VP. So pretty comprehensive on the victory points in the end, I guess, because it was slow moving.
The hunt. It's still the hunt. Like, the hunt helped me this tournament so much.
Yeah, there was extra VP.
I don't want to continually jump in and keep shouting out people, but I just want to say a big ups to Ryan for how he actually handled that. Because post the game, obviously, look, there was a bit of a feels bad once I'd come over and been like, well, look, Ryan, do you have an issue with it? And he was like, no, I understand, and I'm also running a filth list. It is what it is. And obviously, he took away the loss, but he sat down next to me and I was like, are you okay? And he goes, oh, look, man, that's the breaks. Like, it is what it is. Obviously, I'm not happy to lose, but, that's what happens. If you don't know, you don't know. I got killed. That's how it is. So be it. Do you know what I mean? Like, absolutely took it like a fucking, top sportsman should. And unbelievable fucking shout out for that. Like I said, Ryan, you're a great guy. I can't wait to hang out with you again.
Yeah, I think we're going to see you at Triple R. Can't wait to see you again. All right, Ryan, I'll buy you a beer, mate. Yeah, good on you. You took it like a champ. And I think we've all been in those moments playing Warhammer. So, yeah.
I should also thank him as well, because I literally said to him at the end of the game, I said, if you want, I will concede. And he said, no, that's fine. You take it. You got it.
Good on you both. You both worked it through. And, yeah. So Wayne gets the 2 zip, flying high. Just the next one flying high underneath, I just mentioned Mr. Mark Nudge. He also took out Nick, who's got the coolest six magma droth list.
Magma droths.
Yeah,
Yep.
Such a cool. That looked awesome. Just looking around aesthetically, just the 9 dragons, and then the 6 what are they called? Draglings, worms, whatever you want to call them, flightless dragons. Pretty good looking. And on table 4. Coming up, Mr. Palmraz, you took on Jacob. I can never say his name. Boncadinara. I don't know, mate. Just Jacob. Jacob's ladder. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, this was a pretty tight game
so
as
he was
well.
Yeah, and another Smash Fest between the Iron Jaws that I was running and his Ogre More Tribes. So that was a good game. Pulled out another win. I don't remember what the score was, but it was a pretty tight. He had troubles getting through 30 wound brute packs of 10, and I had trouble getting.
20, Nick.
Hey,
26 to 20.
It was a nice tight match. But yeah, getting through Stonehorns and Frost Sabers was a bit of a nightmare. But I'm sure he felt the same getting through all my brutes and mega bosses.
I came over and I thought you'd lost this game, but you had like 3 of the mega bosses there. This is why I thought your list was genius, having the mega bosses, like 3 mega bosses, and they just did the work and won you the game in the end. So I mean, they're a solid pick.
Yeah, everyone focuses on the mega boss or Maw Crusher, but they don't see the 3 little guys behind him going, "Yeah, we're the next big thing." Yeah. I also had the what's he called? The mega boss with the arcane zone, just casting spells because he felt like it, and teleporting people over, and then calling the move in the hero phase. So you just deploy them 12 inches, 0.1 away from any enemy unit, and then move them forward 4 inches. So it only has to be an 8-inch charge, as opposed to a 9-inch charge if they were to teleport. So it was good.
Very
fun
nice.
Of I only move 4, but I'm really quicker than that. So yeah, it was good fun. Good list, the Iron Jaws. I really enjoyed it.
Roger Dodger. So Nick, that's 2 for the beers. Go on.
I played Jacob at a one-day event we went to at Salisbury recently when I took my cool boys
Yeah.
to try and win the event. He super good player. Like, he's going to be real up and comer and lovely guy. Like, super nice to play against. Really friendly. So yeah, Jacob, you're a top bloke. Look, hope to play you soon.
Bigs up for Jacob. So still can't say your last name, but
Mr. B.
Mr. B. All right.
JB.
Okay, next down. We got that's 2 zip for the beers, and coming into Wilsey, who played my man with my old Nighthaunt, Ben Macy, on table 6. Wilsey, you took this away 30 to 16. Run us through it, buddy.
Yeah, so it was bigger in the end. Actually, my old man popped through in between games to have a look at the event, and he sat at the start, and so it was a bit nice at the start of the game, just to show my dad what the game's like. Then he's left, and I went first, and couldn't really do much because he deployed off the table, like not want to do half his army, and he made the big mistake everyone does against top armies, trying to make a big battle tactic play first turn. He went for the deep strike, 9-inch charge to get, and then hopefully kill a Bastillodon to then get, was it Conquer? And he failed all his charges. But what was annoying for me is I took the first turn. I think Luke came over. I had my first turn. He doubled me. Luke comes over and goes, "Oh, it's 45 minutes to go." And I go, "I haven't had my second turn yet." Luckily, I tabled him turn 2, but as Seraphon does.
Luckily, my arm is so filthy. I only need just one turn.
I need 20 minutes. I need 20 minutes to win. But look, Ben's a really nice guy. I think his problem that a lot of people have against Seraphon mainly is they try to make big plays early instead of just grinding through points and staying in the game, go for a big play late. So he had a crack at it. I think had avenues to do well against me, but my output was too much with the mortar wounds against those. What are they called? The guys on the steeds they have, the Hex Race, I think.
Hex Race.
He just didn't have the output to sort of deal with me. So yeah, it was a solid win and a good game.
Very good. Tyson, any thoughts on round 2?
No, once again, just once again, big shout out to Ryan and for how he handled that. I think that was the only thing I had to really deal with on that time. On that was just some more great games, everyone having a bit of a laugh and having a good time. Just wanted to call out to the previous TO, Mr. Michael Bevan, who came down with his son, who filled in to be Gumby for one round for us. It was just lovely to see you, mate. It was lovely to see your little boy Noah as well. And a big shout out to Jasper, who was at bottom tables at the time, who was like, "No, I'm more than happy to literally show like Bevan's kid how to actually play the game." Just a big shout out to you as well, Jasper. That was an awesome thing to see. Thank you.
Yeah, and in true Doom and Darkness style, he stomped on his face and he enjoyed it. He was cheering. Poor Jasper. He was horrible to him.
but that's the thing, right? Is when he got there, I was like, look, do you want to play as Gumby? And he's like, I'd rather just probably play a game against you, therefore I know what we're doing. And I was like, well, do you want me to set up a little bit of a table? And he's like, nah, I'm not taking this too serious or anything like that. And I was like, okay. And then towards the end of it, he's like, fucking got him. Like, he's like, okay. I'm like, yeah, there he is. He's back in.
He was cheering and carrying on. He was loving it. Good on you, Bev, and hopefully at some point you'll be back. I'm sure you'll get lured in back good and proper at some point. Okay, on to round 3, final round. I should really be saying what. So Wayne is on table 1, and the what was it? It's power in numbers. That was the mission, and you played your arch nemesis, Mr. Nodge. Okay.
Oh, don't I have several arch nemesis?
You got about 10 now.
I mean, nemesis, I believe.
Nemesi, one of your nemesi.
Okay, so I lost. Let's move on.
Well, I have to say this.
Let's just look at the score first.
This was one of the fastest concedes I've ever seen. Man, you conceded so quickly. It was fucking crazy. Okay. Like, I think me and Luke just sat down after being like, all right, everyone, round 3, good to go. And you're like, done. I'm like, what?
All right. So this is where this game, I've got nothing against Mark, right? But this showed me the state of the current meta, and I grabbed my salt straight away. Like, my army can't deal with this. Literally can't. I'm too old a battle time to deal with this.
The round before.
No, he was running the all dragons list.
He cheated the round before.
No, that's right.
I cheated the one before. So, no, seriously. All right. So he was 1 drop. I was 1 drop. He ended up winning because he rolled better, and those fucking dragons, man. So he gave me first turn. Yeah, he ran 11 dragons and the hero. So I got first turn because he gave it to me. I moved up. I did 1 shot with the wind launchers because that was the only thing in range. I did some damage to 1 dragon, and that was it. Then it went to his turn. So then he got move phase in the hero phase, shoot in the hero phase, charge in the hero phase. Then he moved, shot, charge. And then all my Storm Fiends were dead. Half my Storm Vermin were dead. I'm pretty sure my Arch Warlock was just alive. Thankful was pretty beat up. And then he double turned me, and I just stood up. I shook his hand and said, "I'm sorry. I'm not going to just watch you take the rest of my army off the board with stupid rules, plain and simple."
Stupid rules like wind launchers.
Look, I still have to roll. I still have to actually do work. Those dragons, you don't have to do shit. I get free move, free shoot, free charge, free move, free shoot, free charge, and then double. That I don't think much can handle that.
On that note, Billy, another one of the people that was playing, ran a very similar list with all dragons. And I believe someone went over and was like, no, you can do it all again, plus in the hero phase, and then you can do it again in the shooting phase. And he was like, nah, that can't be right. That's way too powerful. So he was literally nerfing his own army. He was like, no, it can't be. No, that's way too strong. There's no way that's happening. No. And just like left it at that. I'm like, no, man, they're just that good. That's like literally what it is.
Seriously, with an older battle tome like Skaven, you can't handle that. I don't have any after saves. I've got nothing that can handle that. My Storm Fiends were the best bet against them, and he took them out in the first turn and a bit, and that's why I just conceded. I wasn't going to just sit there and watch stupid rules again.
I think he was in your head from the start, Wayne. That's what I reckon.
Absolutely.
Possibly.
He
But
was
it's
smiling.
okay. Like,
He was smiling. He had you. As soon as you walked up.
If I was Nodge, I would just be sending you like a Christmas card, like every couple of weeks now, with just like a picture of me, like just really getting in your head, man.
Run the dragon.
Like I said, nothing against Nodge. It's that fucking that dragon. There's a reason why they're on the hunt.
Yeah, that's fair.
Righto, so Wayne, that was a quick game. Mark smashed him in 55-13. Table 2, my man Lawrence going against my other man, Mr. Palmrose. He's working his way up. Table 2. Nick, you took us out 32-11 against the Flesh Eater Courts.
Look, and this isn't the first time I've versed Lawrence. I've also played him at one of the Dragon's Lair one-day tournaments. Super nice fella. Like, cannot speak highly enough about him. And he's new to the scene as well, and it's awesome seeing him push, these like top tables. But I had to beat him for this one because this is the best I've ever gone at any tournament. Iron Jaws just carrying me, I swear. And yeah, so it was my Iron Jaws against his Flesh Eater Courts. And I noticed a bit of a hole in his deployment. When he deployed, he put the throne on the front line and didn't cover it with any of his battle line. And so my first battle tactic was, I'm going to kill that battle line unit there. And he goes, all right. And so I charged into it with only my Maw Crusher and didn't even go into the battle line unit that I wanted to wipe out. I used the Maw Crusher's stomp ability to my advantage, killed 2 of his heroes, and then piled in and wiped out the unit battle line that was my battle tactic. And from there, he just, didn't have the hero advantage for spells, that Flesh Eater Courts, kind of rely on to do their filth. But apart from that, absolutely awesome match. Great for the end of the day. I was sweating my tits off in that onesie, and yeah, pulled out three wins out of 3 for the first day. Best I've ever gone. Not to be spoilers or anything. That's as far as it went, but I was pretty happy either way. So it was an awesome game against Lawrence, and yeah, just glad Iron Jaws were doing bashy things for all 3 of my games.
Very nice.
But yeah,
three zip for you there, Nick. You gave away the ending, but it gets good. It gets good for you still.
It does get good, yeah.
Yeah. So Nick, that was you going 3 zip. Next up was Wilsey on table 4. He's creeping up, and he played Mr. Chris Becker in what I thought would have been a one-sided affair, but it's 22-16 VP.
It was a one-sided affair. Like it was. So Chris, another one of the he didn't quite win best sports, but he always wins it as well. So I had a great day of playing the nicest people. He ran the Nick Pro knows better, but the Warsong Bomb sort of combo with some what are they called, the Scythe dudes.
Colonel Hunters.
Colonel Hunters. So he flew pretty high to the sun early too. He was a bit worried about my list, and he did the same mistake like the previous game with Ben. He went all in first turn. He teleported the Kurnos and tried to charge, but still only got in, did 0 damage, and he took first turn, and then I just deleted them, so he lost his whole hammer. I can shut down spells from anywhere on the table, so he never got the bomb off, and he just he kept in the game with battle tactics, but I always had that sort of like 6 point buffer, so it was a comfortable win. It was a good game actually. I really like playing Silverless. I've played Nick a lot with them. I think with a new book coming, but they're that close to a good army. They've got some good tricks, but yeah, they're fun to play against. You never know what they can do. They can trees everywhere and teleport around, so they keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good game.
So that left Wayne on 2-1 and Nick and Adam on 3-zip going into basically the 4th day. Tyson, any thoughts on the first day, mate? TOing? You played in the last game as well, didn't you? So we've got a game for you to look at. There we go.
Yeah, I played against, I think it was Nick Zambo, I think was his name.
Yes,
absolute
Zambo.
Yeah, what an absolute beautiful human being. It was very funny. Look, my list, we worked out on the Friday night before, so the night before the tournament, that myself and Luke would share Gumbying duties. Therefore, he does one, I do one, so on and so forth. So we're just trying to come up with dumb fucking lists. Because, as a Gumby, you're just supposed to give your opponent a good game and see how you go, but that's pretty much it. So I was like, I'm actually going to take a Petrifex Elite with Nagash and then just use things like Stalkers, go very little on Mortek and stuff like that, and I'm basically just going to yeet everything up the middle of the board and see if I can kill some things. So I was against his boatfish frickin' elves. The name's eluding me right now. Help me out, Wayne. Yeah, thank you. The fish elves. Everyone knows me, knows how much I like them. But having said that, his army was painted beautifully. He played them very well. My only goal was to go in and kill his general. I did that. And then I basically, Nagash just ran up the middle of the board. Nagash got taken out. My army crumbled, but that was pretty much it. What I will say, though, is I was actually winning coming into the end of turn 3 because I managed to kill one of his dragons, and I completely forgot the OBR have the hunters thing, and he had a dragon on there. And all of a sudden, somehow I was winning on VP that I didn't even know that was a thing. So, yeah, I know where you're coming from, Wayne, with that whole hunters thing and going against dragons. That's for sure.
That was close.
But look, it was a fun game.
24 to
but
30.
yeah.
24 to 30, pretty close, Tyson. I thought you'd gone for it turn 1 and that was it for you, but obviously you clawed it back. Very nice.
Yeah, well, I wanted to give him a game, but yeah, absolutely great human. It was a lovely game. I'd love to give you a real game at some point there, Nick. But yeah, it was lovely to meet you, mate. Yeah,
I just want to shout out my moment of the tournament for me. It was table 18, and Dion was playing Alex. And Dion needed a 6/6 charge, and his first one was a complete failure. He rolled some crappy number. So he went and got his dice. He's got a dice with his face on it as the 6, and he's only got 1. He can't find his other ones, so he rolls it one at a time. He rolls a 6. And then the next one's coming up, he's shaking it, I'm screaming 6, and bang, he sees his face, gets in. Absolutely hilarious. What a moment. Alex's face was an absolute picture. It's freaking awesome. I live for those moments. It was hilarious. Anyway, that was my story of the day. First day went really well. The computer program worked, and everyone was happy. No major events. Any dramas or anything like that, so that was fantastic. On to day 4. Alright, table 1. Nick, you were playing the Nodge. Table 1, Nick, coming in. This was a high intensity game. We were playing the Vice.
Yeah.
So take it
so
away.
I think I spent pretty much the entire night freaking out. Like Luke was over at my house staying the night, and we spent most of the time watching the Alien movie. I was just not in the movie. I was focusing on how am I going to kill these dragons? Like, oh my god, look at all these rules! Like, holy shit! And yeah, so the Vice was lengthways, which gave us about probably 2 million inches in between the two armies. and I think I got in Nodge's head a bit. Took him like 45 minutes to deploy 11 dragons, and it was just real cagey waiting for that the objective to move into the center. And those dragons, man, I couldn't remove them. But he took a while getting through my army as well, because I was just as cagey as him. But yeah, I think you were there for the almighty turn 4.
Turn 5
priority roll, weren't you? Yeah. It all came down to a single priority roll towards the end.
It was.
But yeah,
you lost, didn't you, Nick? Spotless.
I lost.
You rolled a 4 and he rolled a 5. Basically, I was watching. It was like, whoever gets this, because you had your more crusher left, and you still had a few things. Yeah, it was just coming down to that roll, and it was devastating for you, mate. It looked like a really, really good game. You both sweating on table 1, and yeah, this is Mark's. Basically, he got 29 to 24, so that shows you how close it was. It really came down to that last sort of priority.
Yeah.
No, you did really good, mate. You couldn't have played it any better, and it just came down to a dice roll, like so often it does in this game.
Yeah, it was a good match, and fuck those dragons. It was my first time seeing them, and I don't want to see them again. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All right. So on to the next beers, Wilsey. You played the Angel of Death, the reigning champion, Gabe.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a good game. So the night before, I was chatting to Wayne a bit about my tactics for a set, because the mission, I haven't played the mission before, other than TTS, and I thought I'd need, because the distance was further apart, I might need my skinks late game. So I'll put the Bastillodon as the screen and save the skinks, where I think I should have done the other way around, because all game I had been all weekend, and it came down to I lost by. We only got through 3 turns. Like both armies, like he was Soul Blight. Very slow armies to play, big hero phases, lots of models to move around both armies. I'm shooting 120 shots at the skinks. It's long turns. So got through 3 turns, but in turn 3 he killed my Bastillodon. So he got to kill the monster and he got the hunter's point. I lost by 1 point. So yeah, really, if you break it down to a key moment, it's probably that. But Gabe is one of the best players going around.
Don't give him so much fucking credit.
Well, he's won last year, and he's now in the mix for this year. I can't understand him either, so it might just be that he just speaks about beautiful languages, and
he can tell you anything, and you just end up going like, yes. You don't know what he said. You just end up agreeing with him, and then he's like, "Oh, well, I won." You're like, yes, like, that's all it is. It's tactics.
Early first turn, I've moved up, and he goes, "Oh, don't you want to move your skinks up further up board, get in mid board?" And I thought, like, Doom used to do that to me. I'm like, hang on, he's getting my head here. Oh, I'm going to do the opposite, and so I didn't. And then he's like, "No, you should have," because it would push him further back. And I made a couple of little mistakes, but I was pretty confident my army would take his off, and it did for the most part. Like his velocity charge the Bastillodon did 0 damage, and then I just removed it. With the engine, and he hardly killed anything. He just killed that one Bastillodon, and that was the difference. So, yeah, it was a good game though.
I give Gabe a lot of shit, but what he is great at is capitalizing on those little mistakes that people do make.
Yeah.
And that's the difference, and that's what won him that game.
And I think like Nick, I haven't played him before at a GT, and this was my moment. I had Gabe, had the champion, I win this, and it's me versus Nick or Nodge for the titles. So I got him ahead, obviously. But it was a good game. Credit to Gabe. So unfortunately, the 2 beers on the top 2 tables couldn't quite get it done. But we're close. We're very close.
Yeah, very tight games. A point and a priority roll, and if they go the other way, then
right. You
two playing off.
So turn 1, I had him in the bag, and you come over, and it was a priority roll for the double, and I would have basically taken his whole army off the board. And I rolled a 5, and Luke was there, and fucking Gabe goes, "You win events on 6s," and bang, rolls the dice, and there's a fucking 6. Sorry.
Cheeky guy.
I was like,
Seriously.
it's
You
just
couldn't
like-
write it. You couldn't write it. And he's like, yeah,
It
there
was
you
just
go.
like,
He just
fuck me.
he shrugged his shoulders like it was bound to happen. I was like,
He's like, yeah, you win events with the 6, and bang, there it was. And I was just like, because I was up, I rolled that 5, I was like, yes, the event's mine, baby. And then that 6 come up. Fuck.
yeah.
I tell you what, I needed that energy. Dragons.
Yeah, it was a 6.
That was quite, it was the ultimate Chad move. It was just
And look, it was hugs all around. Like, I was pumped for him as well. Like, it was hilarious. I love moments like that as well. So, you know, it's the end of the game. The end of the day, it's a game. You're having fun, having some beers. So, yeah, it was good.
Speaking of people having fun, Wayne, how was your game?
there we go.
My,
There you,
my,
Yeah, who did you play a game for?
I've versed Morgan.
you did. You were on
yeah,
table
right,
3,
you
so the
Table
beers were
3.
on table 1, 2, and 3, and you played Smorgan in the ultimate. Oh god, it looked like an absolute shit show, to be honest.
Honestly,
Absolutely.
that was the best game of the tournament.
Yeah.
Smorgan said something similar as well. Like he loved your game.
Honestly, we both played really well. I'm going to give him a big head, but I consider him to be one of the smartest people to play iOS.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he actually said to me at the end of it, "You pissed me off a few times with how you played." So I'm quite proud of that.
Yeah.
It was really close until I think I lost on a priority roll like everybody else. I think he only won by, 7 or 8 VP?
It was very close. It was 18 to 14, so 4 points.
Yeah. Like, his list is horrible. Luckily, Thankful put in a lot of fucking work. Clan Rats for Retreating and Charging saves me again. Storm Vermin put in a lot of work. He just had too much. That Damon Prince and Bellacore combo, like, it's not over the top broken, but it just tied into his list really well. There were a lot of key moments. I had some laughs, really good tactical plays. It was just a great game. I just got outplayed.
No, it did look intense there. There was a lot of bodies on the board. So probably the only time he's played another army that had as many bodies as he had. So
Yeah.
it looked good.
No,
All right, so that was beers. We flew up 1, 2, and 3, and everybody fell. Tyson, any thought?
No, you kind of nailed it. All I was going to say was Jack, the guy that we spoke about earlier on in the piece, unfortunately he wasn't feeling up to playing on the second day, so he did drop out. A bittersweet thing there. Obviously it's bitter because, you know, it would have been lovely to have you there, Jack, for the second day. We understand why, but because of that, both myself and Luke then didn't have to TO on the second day. We were back to even numbers, which was kind of good because the amount of bookkeeping we were having to do, the amount of computer work we were having to do on that second day was pretty intense. Obviously we're trying to make sure we've got all the VP and everything captured, but no, it was look, like I said, you know, there's the part of me that's like, yes, I want one of you three to obviously to be up the top there and to try to take it out. But it was one of those real like proud moments where I looked at tables 1, 2, and 3, and all 3 of you guys were up there, and I was like, fuck yeah, lads, like perfect. That's what you want. Yeah. You know, and look, whatever the result was the result, but the fact that game 4 on the second day, like, well done, gentlemen. Absolutely crushed it.
You useless failures. All 3 of you. Failures. Failures. Get back to the gym. Get some reps in. I'm not happy.
There's Redneck.
Yes, Redneck. We'll get to that. Yeah. No, look, disappointing. But none of us got embarrassed in those games. We
Tight.
come down to a lot. Yeah.
Everyone came down to a moment that was probably out of your control. So, good work, guys. Anyway, so there's still spots on the top podium up for grabs. So going into round 5, table 1. Let's just we'll come back to table 1. Table 2, Nick, you're still hanging around like a bad smell. You're playing Smorgan. Table 2.
And best part was the roll for sides. Wasn't a roll for, you know, who wants what terrain features. It was roll of who wants to have the sun on their ass for the entire game? And oh god, I got cooked like a roast chicken. So yeah, Smorgan, just like Wayne's previous match, real techie list. It was like 42 Furies in a Slaves to Darkness list. Oh god, just neutering a combat army's ability to be in combat was a head scratcher. But I had an absolute amazing match, and Smorgan took it out pretty decisively towards the end. I think the score was very not in my favour.
I think it was closer than you think. It was it was 10 to you, 19 to him.
Yeah.
You couldn't score any victory, any points, any tactics, right? Because of the stupid prince.
Yeah, stupid prince. And he Maw Crusher, and I was like, oh, he's bound to fail a throw at some point. No. you can throw threes all day, and he got pretty stopped pretty hard and fast. And I took the double turn while he was neutered. Probably poor mistake. I thought I could capitalize it on with the rest of my army, but the Mudslick ground or whatever it is, it just ruined me. But yeah, it was a great game. Took the loss, ended with 3-2, which is, I think, of the best I've ever got.
I think you've had 3-2 before, but we'll get to your final placings after this, Nick, and we'll see how we go there with the boys. Table 3, Willsy, you were playing my man Lawrence. He's still hanging around.
Yes, the second man. Yes, he was hanging around.
Close game as well. Close game.
I think kind of like Nick's game, he had a couple of gotcha moments against me, which I think asked you guys a few questions, because new player, and when you're playing on the top tables, you get the janky abilities come out against you, or the janky plays. So he deployed the 2 Terraglyphs behind that big terrain, so I couldn't shoot them for 2 turns. I basically killed everything else, and then they come out and do what they do. They smash a lot, but he just things like when I'd fight, say, with big 30 skinks against 2 units protecting 1 hero, he'd remove some here. I think I'd have to piling towards the unit, but I can pile in towards the closest enemy unit. So just the movement shenanigans you can do that he wasn't completely around yet as a new player kind of stuffed him a little bit, like dragging heroes in he was trying to keep out, stuff like that. So I think he learnt a lot from playing people like me and Nick and yourself probably in the early game. So he's going to be a good player, I think. He was after the game, he was really pumped. He's like, because he come back towards the end of the game and he's like, oh, I could beat your list. I want to play it again. I reckon I'll smash you. So he was pumped. So that was good to see. Hope to play him again. So yeah, I got a big win in the end, I think, or 6 points or something. So
it was
4 points.
Yes. 4 points, 24-20.
I failed my last battle tech. It was the first battle tech that I failed all day. It was the last turn. He killed one of my. I was going to go for the 2 units in the backfield, and I just couldn't quite get there. He killed one of them. Yeah, it stuffed up my plan, but I had the game won, so I didn't worry too much. But it might have cost me a placing, I think. But yeah, it was a good 4-1 for me. Never gone 4-1, so I was pretty happy with that. And won 2 points off the 5-0. So yeah, good weekend.
Yeah, Willsy did really well, and we'll see where you finally end. And Wayno, your last game, you were playing Mr. Patrick Nevin from Bendigo.
We made mention of Wayne in the recent podcast, by the way, so check their Bush Radio out.
Bush Radio podcast, absolute class. I absolutely pissed myself listening to those guys. Yeah. So yeah, get on to them.
If Patrick is listening, I never thought there was anybody as salty as me.
A kindred spirit, so
honestly, like, he's a great bloke, and he was running ogres, and he was 4-0, or was he
3-1? I think
he was 2-2. I think coming into that game. He might be 3-2. I'm not sure. Let's have a look.
3-1.
I'm pretty sure it was 3-1 coming into that game.
It was 3-1.
3-1. Yeah.
and I was the top of the two twos.
Yeah.
So that's why I ended up versing him at that match. Anyways, I had really lucky dice rolls that game, and I played well. He played well, and it came down to dice. And like he almost killed Thankful or something, and I think I rolled 4 6s to save out of 5, and I rolled it, and he's just like, "Oh, fuck you, mate." Yeah, it just came down to rolls, and we both played well. I ended up pulling out the win. Yeah, it was a good game. It was just he got a bit salty about my dice.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Tyson, anything to report? Round 5?
No, at this stage there, I know you and I were pretty much just balls deep in trying to get the scores in and trying to work out where everyone's placing and little things like that. All I will say is watching Table 1, and we'll probably go through that in a minute, was a great thing to watch when I got a chance to. So was also your game with against Morgan as well, Nick. That was a fucking hell of a game to kind of hang around and watch, that's for sure. And then, not to be that guy, but to call back onto yours as well, Wilsey. As soon as I saw you were against Feck, I was like, well, that's the perfect counter for Feck. You've got this in the bag. And to see that kind of draw out as long as that did, well done, Lawrence. Like, you absolutely carried it well.
The terrain, big props on the terrain. It gives people like with the lower armies that opportunity to, save themselves for a moment. And I was fantastic.
If you can't see him, then it's like, well, fuck, I can't shoot at anything. Yeah. So it's like,
just got to load up on the new Nighthawk crossbow boys. They're going to be the new fucking meta. I'm telling you guys, it's
look out!
Fucking dragons get fucked. You got no idea what's coming.
Oh dear. And they'd be actually pretty good on the top tables on my terrain, maybe. Well, I'd say good.
Yeah. Fours and fours, no rend, 1 damage. Yeah, I doubt it.
One of them sixes automatically wound with no rent.
Ooh. Everything's got like 2+ save these days. So
I'm sure we're going to get into that in a minute.
Yeah, I have thoughts.
All right, so let's look at the final. So we'll just see here, the top table, no spot. Well, I think probably everybody knows by now. It's been quite a few weeks, but Marky Nudge lost to the 2-time champion, SAG champion, 2 in a row. Gabe, the Angel of Death, to 36 victory points. So 19 to 36.
What's his last week? I see you trying to squeeze it out. What's his last name?
Dilelio. I only know one Italian word. That's Fangula.
Yeah, his name is Gabriel Olive Oil. We've been through this.
El Duce. So, yeah, Gabe takes it out again. Let's look at the final. I'll get the final rounds. The final standings. Yeah,
watching that game was fantastic because obviously Nodge was very used to throwing dragons in and watching it delete things. But basically he absolutely alphaed Gabe, ran straight into Gabe's lines, and then Gabe just fucking tar pitted him, and then that was it. That was it. Done. Finished.
Those wolves are fantastic.
I came over turn 1 and he was smiling. I was like, he's got him exactly where he wants him. And I saw, in Gabe fashion, he'd rolled a 5+ and put zombies on the back of his back objectives, which Nodge had left, and I was like, it's game over. Every time when I was looking at the tournament in whole, I would say, people who tend to alpha strike tend to lose the game. I just think alpha strike's overrated a lot of times.
It's not, but that's the thing. Alpha strike only works when you actually alpha. When you actually do the amount of damage that you can win on that first turn, push it, someone's poo in straight away, then it works. But that's the thing, is it's literally an all or nothing. If you do not, because it's predicated on the amount of damage you can do, Therefore, if you do not do that amount of damage, or you don't remove enough models, or in this case, because Gabe's army, when you remove it on a 5-up, he's able to bring it into the back line. That's the worst thing you can do. And I think that's the thing, is Nodge might not have, I wouldn't have done that either, but cool.
That's the difference between something like, it's matchup dependent. He versed Skaven, and Skaven don't have any way of coming back, so he basically tabled me, and that was it. And he didn't table me, but, you know, close enough. But you versed Soulblight Gravelords. Hello.
Perfect. I know Tyson has got his thoughts on Soulblight, but the dogs are just...
I like them. I like them plenty.
They're a perfect counter. That list that Gabe had was perfect. All the zombies, like, go ahead, chew through it, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, 60 wounds of direwolves, like, that alone's difficult to move through. Yeah,
you can double shoot as much as you want, but who cares? And then he brings them back anyway, so... And then he brings some free ones on with the Belladama. So, yeah, do you like dags? That's all I go for there. Gabe... So we got Gabe. We had 2 on 5 zip, so just... a few people have asked. Sam was also 5 zip as well, but Sam had it doesn't show it on here, but I've got the victory points between Sam and Gabe, and Gabe had 159 victory points overall in the tournament, and Sam had 109. A lot of his games were very close. Sam obviously didn't have a powerhouse at army, and he was playing tactically, so Gabe took it out on victory points, coming first, Sam second. And Mark had the best VP. He had the best VP out of everyone at the tournament, which is 188 on a 4-1. And then Wilsey was next. Oh no, Josh Hearn was next. That was another person I did want to call out for Game 5. Watching him with his Nighthaunt Nagash list. Hearn, you did amazing, man. Like you played very well that whole entire tournament. And because you were kind of in that fat middle, you were poised in a very good position for pretty much the whole entire run. Well done. Yeah, he did. I rate that list highly. The Nagash with the old Nighthaunt book. Not sure if he's as good now.
Nah, the spell to reroll and your hitting wounds is gone.
Yeah, that's
yeah, we'll go through that.
I did see that, which was devastating for me. But anyway, yeah, I just want to say that table he was playing Chris Becker on table 4. Chris was still up there with the trees. Man, it looked cool. The terrain and the trees that Chris had got out and stuff, it looked absolutely scenic. I've got a few photos, maybe I'll pull them up later, but really, really cool game. In 5th place, Wilsey coming in, and you got 144.
Best in order, baby.
144, and you took out best order. Well, I'll go through the awards in a minute. I've got some photos. So... And then Mr. Michael Wood come in 6th.
He was happy.
And he had 142 victory points, so he was the only other 4-1. So you, Wilsey, you picked him by 2 victory points there, and he also had an order army with the Fire Slayers. So Woody, I backed him to win it. I think Kron smashed him on the second game, so Woody, you let me down. Useless, mate. Useless. And then...
Tough love.
Yes. Then we've got Winner coming in on the best 3-2. You had an obscene amount of victory points as well. 164. So the second highest in the tournament. Then Ryan came 8th with his dragons. So he still clawed his way back up there. He had some really difficult matchups during the tournament. And then here comes Big Lawrence coming in on 9th. Nice work, mate. First tournament, really well done. And then Nicholas, you came 10th. And then below that, that's all the beers, fellas. And as you can see, that's the top 10, yeah. And last place, I know Jack had come out, and my main man Jason Dowley comes down every time. Last place went 0 and 5. Unlucky, mate. Another spoon for you. And on that,
he needs new dice.
He's got bad dice. He's got really.
He just has
bad
ones
dice.
on all 6 sides of just one.
He's just building up a dinner set.
The dynasty, yeah, he's gonna have a full Space Marine army soon.
Look, it's only up from there, realistically. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was super great to see, though, was that all 3 of you got your best in factions. Now, I know people were calling out rigged. Myself and Luke have the points to prove it to people. We did not rig shit, please.
Yeah.
I know it looks like it considering like the other 3 players were beers people, but Hearn took out best death as well, and well earned there as well for that one. But yeah, no, well done, gentlemen, to still take out those on the day. Y'all ended very well. Great day. Yeah,
and I'll just go through the pictures of the awards. We got Ryan Catlin. He won best 4-1. He got the most victory points for 4-1. Brad from Terrainheim, he was handing out a few extra prizes, so he got some vouchers.
I cannot see your pictures if you're putting them up, but that might be my computer.
Okay, it should be on my screen share. Can you see that now on the screen share?
No, sir.
What about now?
It says your stream is still running, and it says you have paused this preview to save your resources. That's what I can see.
Alright, so that might be bad for the whole stream then. So, doesn't matter.
We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post-production.
Plenty of nudes later.
Alright, well it's recording my screen anyway, so everyone else can see it, so I'll just go through it. Here's a couple of pictures. Best Bees Dick, which is an award I really like. It's the one who misses out on a prize. Just, which was Woody. With his 4-1 missed out by 2, he got a nice voucher from Brad for Terrainheim as well. Check out Terrainheim, guys, if you haven't. Best tokens in Australia, and sort out your events or anything you're running. Check out Brad at Terrainheim. Then we got Lawrence. This is my favourite award. Best 3-2, Mr. Middle of the Pack.
Mr. Average.
Mr. Average. Lawrence, he did really well. Had a great time at the top. He won a whole bunch of extra prizes we had lying around. We got Best Sports, was won by Mr. Nick Cullen with his Fire Slayers, his Magmadroth Horde. He won himself some nice, there's some lovely pictures of you, Tyson, here making funny faces.
Doesn't sound like me at all.
Then we've got Best Painted, Mr. Tranter, Benjamin Tranter, with his gorgeous Wood Elves, Sylvaneth. I've got a feeling we're going to see a lot more Best Painted for Sylvaneth shortly as they come out of the woodwork, no doubt, with the new book. Then we've got Jason Daly with his Wooden Spoon. He's got a few of them now. And then we've got Best in Destruction was Nick. We got Best in Chaos, which was Wayne. Best in Order, Wilsey. Best in Death, Josh Hearn. And then just a couple of pictures of us guys. I don't know where. We got Alex Morris here. He won the Fury of the Deep box set for charity. We made like $250 for RSL charity, so I'm quite proud of that. All that everyone, and Alex was he was pretty chuffed with winning that after a bit of a rough patch on the tables. He had some rough luck. And there's Gabe with the trophy. 2 back-to-back winner, back-to-back champion. Sam, 2nd place, and 3rd place, Marky Mark Nodge. And that is it for the tournament. So overall, Tyson, what do you reckon?
Fantastic. What I wanted to just point out there as well was the sports scores. So Nick won that on a straight 15. He was the only one to get a 15, but there was like 3 other people that were on 14s. It just shows you how much some people were absolutely just being fucking champions of the whole entire weekend. As I said earlier on in the piece, I got called over very rarely throughout the 5 games to sort anything out. And when I did, it was no one being unreasonable or being a pious piece of shit or anything like that. I know you were the same as well, Luke, from what I remember too.
Yeah.
Which was just, yeah, it was a fantastically played event for the 5 games. Yeah, and considering it was our first soiree into doing it, you know, without being too forward and without patting ourselves on the back too much, I think we fucking nailed it, man.
Yeah, it went really well. I'm just happy the program worked, and the backup, I'm glad I did the backup as well. Backup's good as well, and it all tied up with the program, so I prefer to do that probably most times just for peace of mind, just in case. But just looking at the results, there's only 3 4-1s, 2 5 zips, and almost everyone else was 3-2 or 2-3. So it was a super even field, super even. So there was a lot of tight games. So it was a pretty tight run tournament. Everyone did really well. A lot of the Adelaide boys really coming on well, especially with their lists and stuff like that. Pretty proud of the guys, and yeah, let's go South Australia. So yeah, pretty happy about that, and I'll probably look to do a one-dayer at some point soon, just to freshen us up on the technology, and then we'll look at doing another 2-dayer hopefully sometime near the end of the year. Adam's on the barbecue.
Apologies, by the way.
Fast Foods, please sponsor us.
My house just had one of those weird little power outages where all of a sudden all the power went out, so my shit turned off for a hot second.
Dude, it's the doll. It's the doll. It's looking at you.
Yep, I can fucking see it. It's staring into my soul. I don't like it.
I love it.
Oh, weird. Oh, my God, what are you doing?
Can I just say, I want to thank both of you for running it, especially you, Tyson. Like, you haven't got enough credit yet. You did a fantastic job.
It was very good.
You as well, Luke, for organising it all. You two did a fantastic job. It was probably one of the best run tournaments I've ever been to. Well done.
Thanks. That means that means a lot. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Look, once again,
brought down to tears. He's turned his camera off and everything.
I know. I'm back. So we're just going to take a quick break, guys, because guess what? It's raining and the washing's outside, so I'm just going to pause the stream.
All right, you go do you.
In a second. And we're back. I think we just wrapped up, me and Tyson talking about the tournament. I think a few of the lads, especially Wayne's... John Wayne gets his doll here.
Wayne never looked better.
You look beautiful, Wayne. I love what you've done with your hair.
I know, right? Like, I've actually got hair for once.
Wayne with hair.
Gorgeous. You turn heads there. You
look like
If it helps, the eyes are still the cold, dead eyes of a killer either way, so it's fine.
Yeah. So I'm just I'll leave it over to you guys. I think, Wayne, did you want to start off a conversation about the tournament, but just about matchups in general, different army lists and whatnot?
I wanted to talk about the difference in playstyles. So you've got people like, you've got lists like the Dragons list, which are completely alpha, which Tyson already touched on, is just, you're alpha and you either win or you don't. It depends on matchup. Then you've got people like Smorgan's list, which is complete and utter tactics. And after playing that whole tournament again with my Skaven list, I preferred losing to the tactical than the alpha strike. When you verse an alpha list like Dragons or some with completely and utterly fucking broken rules, you hate it. It's not a good play experience. It's absolutely horrible. You play against something like Smorgan's list and you lose, and you know you've lost, but you still had a good experience doing it. It comes down more to tactical decisions, etc. You're not just removing models off the board. So, Nick, you played both of them lists. What do you think?
Well, they're just polar opposites, aren't they? You know, like in Magic the Gathering, you've got the Dragons are the red deck, and you've got Morgan's was the blue control deck. It was like I can see where you're coming from, but I think it was annoying being like a red deck myself. The Iron Jaws just wanting to get in and smash. Going against the control deck where I can't get into combat and do my things. I didn't have any, ranged shots. I was never able to sort of like commit or do anything because I was never in a position to, do my plan. Where against the red deck Dragons, I was able to get into combat and I was able to fight. Towards the end of it, I had less models and I didn't have the output where he kept having the output because he, Dragons just had more, survivability than I did. It was just two interesting ways to play, and for me, I just wanted to get in and smash. Controlling me to never get in was more aggressive than removing my models because I was going to remove as many back as well. I don't know. It's interesting, and it's just two different play styles. But it is really good to see that Age of Sigmar does have the tech inside it to be able to have, you know, combo tactical armies and beat stick armies. I don't know.
It
What
might
do you
just
guys
be
think?
older tomes kind of just lack the toolbox to deal with newer tomes toolboxes, be it an Arthur toolbox, a control toolbox, or a versatility box. So Wayne's army, well, Skaven, you've got 6 Storm Fiends as you build. That's all you've got, and if you can't do what you need to do, it's an uphill battle. So I see both the frustrations, and
the Skaven list that I run has 3 places of power: the Storm Vermin, the Storm Fiends, and Thankful. But it just does shit against dragons. Like, dragons just remove everything.
Well, you did win one game with dragons, Wayne.
I cheated. Let's get that right.
Okay, you cheated to beat dragons, but that's what
I
you
think
got to do.
I think the main thing here is you just need to understand that Skavens suck, Wayne, to stop playing them.
We'll get into that soon.
Yeah,
Don't you worry about
the
that.
legend in, mate. The prime in them. All right.
join the Bone Splitters. See you later.
All right. Is that everything, guys, or is there anything else you wanted to add to that about?
No, just as a cracking event from my perspective. Well run by used to. Couldn't have gone better. Everyone was really happy for the most part. I didn't see anyone unhappy except for the Wayne's opponents. And yeah, it was a wicked event. So hopefully the next one, maybe a couple of us can run it and you two can play, and we'll rotate that around because it was fun playing in the Beers event. So
Yeah.
It was excellent, boys.
Was very good fun. All right, so on to onwards and upwards. The elusive podium will get into the team at some point, starting with our next event, and that is Redneck Rampage, Redneck Roadside, Rural Roadside, Redneck Rampage, or Triple R, or Quadruple R for short. All the R's. And this has been an event 2 years in the making because of COVID and everything like that. It's finally going ahead. 40-person event down at Bendigo. And we've got a nice big team going down there, guys. That's all of us. Plus we're bringing the German and Josh with us as well. So yeah, we've got a nice little party pad for when we get down there. Yeah. So what's everyone bringing? What are we thinking?
list submissions next weekend, so we've got a week to decide. But
Adam's got like 15 armies he wants to take.
I have no idea. Maybe we'll finish with me. Then what's everyone else running?
Well, I'll do mine because it's easy. I'm just taking the least amount of Lumineth models I can. My best painted stuff. Nothing competitive. Yeah, I'm going to get smashed and hopefully try and win maybe a couple of cheeky painting prizes. Nothing. I'm not even taking any archers or anything because I'm just sick of the archers. I'm sick of the archers. Can't be bothered with them. Yeah, so I'm just taking my stuff and hopefully have a good time and hang around bottom tables, get smashed, and yeah, try and bribe my way to another painting award.
Yeah, Risties in the car park will usually get you far from there, my friend. Look, I'm more look, I'm more than happy to talk about my list because I'm way too lazy to think of anything else. I'll be bringing some FEC. It'll be my first time taking FEC to a tournament. I've only had one game with them so far, which was against Wayne. It was a fun game. I'm not expecting to do top tables by any means. If I can take a 3-2, I'll be fucking chuffed. But you know, I'll try to push it as far as I can. But I'm more there for the social event and the amount of beer that I can drink in a weekend.
Best sports, Tyson.
That's usually what I go for.
Boom.
Once again, Risty's in the car park. I'm just saying. Helps there too.
Tyson will go 2 for 1.
Best painted Risty.
If you like two big bearded hairy men.
Yeah. I think I've known what list I'll be taking for a while, and it's just going to be copy and paste from SAGT 2022. I reckon it's going to be the Iron Jaws, 3 Mega Bosses, more Crusher. If it ain't broke, why fix it?
You pilot them so fucking well as well, hey?
Yeah.
Like, you did so incredibly well with those at SAGT. And just watching how and please know, I'm no aficionado with anything destruction, let alone Iron Jaws, but I'm used to it, as you were saying before, just being that army that just goes in and punches face. But watching you actually play so strategically with them and being so cagey when you needed to be, especially against like Nodge, it was great to see that army played that way, because it's not usually how you see it played at all.
Yeah.
It's like, that is the definition of an alpha. Like, I will throw my pigs in, I'll throw more crushers in and try to kill everything immediately, and if I don't, then I'm dead. So yeah, no, you pilot them so fucking well, man.
A lot of people underestimate those 3 mega bosses as well. When we first saw your list, I was like, okay. And then you played it and were like, oh, okay.
They kick your face in. Yeah, no, Nick, I definitely think you should, like you say, if it ain't broke, keep playing that and you'll get better every time you play it. So onwards and upwards, I reckon, for you, sir. And were you looking at 4-1? We're going for a 4-1? If not all the way?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Bang.
Oh, no way.
Top 6.
We'll skip Wilsey. Wayne, what are you taking?
Retiring the Skaven.
Oh, boom.
I can't do it anymore. I've run the same Skaven list the last 2 GTs in a row. It's pretty much the only thing that Skaven can do as far as a powerhouse at the moment. And as proved against Dragons, it just doesn't cut it to go 5-0. And, you know, I want to do that 5-0. So I'm taking Magakin. Pretty much close to what I versed Wilsey and Tyson with. Tyson got absolutely smashed, but it was my first game with him and I was learning them. Wilsey, it was dice rolls.
As the bat, guys, go check that bat rep. Both of those bat reps, but the one against Wilsey, hilarious.
After playing it twice, I've got a 3rd game on the weekend coming up. I'm pretty confident that I can do really well with them.
Okay, so
agreed.
So he's going with the Maggotkin. And Wilsey, come on, have you made a decision?
Well, bro, I've narrowed it down to 4 armies.
Just the
Alright,
four. Just the four.
No.
Let's put it to a vote then. It's the only way to be fair then. What are we taking?
So, the last few events I've run Seraphon. I've played like 50 games with Seraphon. Run the last 3 GTs with them. I played them out. You get burnt out with the same army. I've kind of got that. So it's them. After SAGT, I wanted to take Fire Slayer, so I was like, I'll paint a whole new army up. I've literally just about finished them, but I played 1 game, so don't have my head around them. So it's down to Khorne, Slaves, or Crawl Boys. So sorry, it's 5 armies.
God.
So I've got all that painted sitting here, so I just don't know
Why
what to
don't you
take.
just roll a dice on camera and that's it? That's what you're taking.
Roll a dice and re-roll the 1, man. Be done with it.
All right, what's the numbers?
Luke, you're picking what the army is. Luke, number them. What's the armies?
Alright, 6 is Seraphon, 5 is Fire Slayers,
What's my dice?
4 is Khorne, 3 is Cruel Boys. What's your other ones? And actually, no, 3 is Slaves, Cruel Boys is a 2. Alright, you're seeing it here live, guys. Here is the dice roll. Here comes the 6. 5. Fire Slayers.
There you go.
There you go. The gods decided.
Done.
You didn't pay him for nothing.
Didn't pay him for nothing.
There you go.
The dice has spoken, Adam. Fire Slayers. That's it. Take it.
So I'm going to go 1 and 4, guys. I'll definitely take him then. So I wasn't really in my head until I saw the rankings come up after SAGT points, and I'm 28th, really close to top 16. So yeah,
You still want to take. Look, if you want to take Seraphon,
no. I can win it with Fire Slayers. I can do it.
Can you?
I bought a book of grudges yesterday, so I'm going to take that along.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to write Wayne's name in there.
Number 1, 2, and 3. Book of Grudges.
That's fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think, I'd probably say half the book would just have Wayne's name written on it, surely.
Yeah.
The amount of sass you two give each other is fucking great.
There's nothing better than on field or in game banter that's with love, and then after the game, it's all good.
See, whenever I play Wayne, I just get after the first turn, well, I'm fucked, you've won. I'm like, it's the first turn, Wayne. Like, how? Like, what?
He's getting in your head. It's part of his tactics.
It is. He
I
plays
try to make
defeated.
everybody feel sorry for me.
Actually, now I think about it, have you ever beaten me, Wayne?
Ooh.
Did I beat you with my hardness?
I don't think I've ever played Right Enough.
Well, then you probably always beat me. There you
I
go.
don't think
If
I think I've lost twice.
Since a channel game
If it helps, I've never beaten Luke. So there you go.
I've always beaten Luke, so,
Yeah,
See, swings and
player
roundabouts.
point.
None of this means anything. It's fine. We all hate one another. It's
Although
not
we
an
did
issue.
have a stupid game, one of those games. So, and then I lost the other by a
beating
point. So
beating you all.
yeah, but we've all beaten you too, Wilsey. So
Yeah, exactly.
I've beaten
perfect.
every time he hasn't played Seraphon. I've beaten.
He has.
There you go.
He has. Seraphon. Order. 3 wins.
You know that
That's
army.
actually a good
You know
trade.
that army you're really good with.
All right, let's progress, shall we?
All right, okay, that's the end. That's going to be our army
No,
list.
so Nick's dropped out here.
I got the player plaque. I'll quickly run through the games. So we got the Vices #1, so hopefully they've got plenty of space. 3-hour rounds as well, so that's good. Survival of the Fittest, Marking Territory, Tooth and Nail, and Savage Gain. So they purposely picked a bunch of missions that nobody likes, which is cool. And also the interesting thing about this tournament is they're going to be providing the dice, so we don't even have to take our own dice, which is pretty cool. We'll all get 40 dice each.
So that's great for people playing Wayne, by the way.
Yep, no excuses for Wayne's cheating dice.
Nah, see, this. I'm pissed. Gabe's not gone because Gabe's fucking cooked dice. I
They
tell
are
you.
cooked. They are 5+ cooked. Yeah.
No, I think it's great. Like, I mean, during every other time I've ever been to an event in Measured, you walk away with like great stuff. Like, I've got stubby holders, measuring gauges, like like everything that you usually get, but like then usually a little bit more. But to kind of give you 40 dice is fantastic. Like, that's really fucking generous.
Yeah. No, it's going to be wicked. And they're also trying a scoring system. I'm not sure if they said they could get it working or not, but to stop submarining. Yeah, hopefully they get it working. It'll be pretty interesting how they score. It's on the score.
Yeah, it's really interesting. The scoring system.
They've also got a shit ton of prizes. So they've got first, second, third, best opponent, best painted army, which actually has changed into a whole subsection of prizes for painting. Best display board and single model and conversion and stuff like that. So that's really cool, which is what I'm looking at hammering on. And I can't wait to go. Love the Bendigo lads. They love a drink and a laugh, so that's going to be good fun. And that's in a couple of weeks, so that's what's happening there. What else
really
have we
excited to take.
You excited for your Fire Slayers?
Oh yeah, bring it on.
Adam, I saw the disappointment in your face when you rolled that dice.
Listen,
I don't even know what I wanted.
Those dwarves are going to turn into lizards real quick. I'm telling you now. By the end of the week, he's gonna cave and he's gonna pick the lizards.
Oh yeah, I'll literally get to I'll write the list up, go to submit it, and I'll just accidentally submit my SCGT list. No, I'll take it.
All right, can I talk about ghosts now? Because I have a lot to talk.
All right,
All right,
Tyson wants to get
Star
in. All right, so we've got 2 brand new battle tomes coming out next weekend. Everybody's seen. We've had a dramatic week of news, or 2 weeks, where we've had books
Fantastic.
leaked from Christmas time. We've all seen the amazing new Slaves to Darkness stuff. Wilsey is absolutely pumped. He was
Love Slaves. Bring him on.
Fist pumping in the air when he saw all the nice new stuff, which is wicked. Most people have got some slaves, so I think everyone's pretty happy.
Chosen, yes.
That's an Archaon right there,
Yeah.
and I don't even
Yeah,
play
dude.
Chaos.
Yeah.
They're the coolest.
I can make Slanesh great again by using
Not
slaves.
using Archaon.
That is your only fucking chance of making them great again. What?
Oh, let me just fucking rant about that fucking...
I was gonna say that fucking White Dwarf update. What in the living fuck was that?
you
Oh my
bunch of
fucking
wankers,
god!
man! You absolute bunch of wankers. Who is writing this shit? Seriously, what a troll. It's another nerf as far as I'm concerned.
Is it even something that narrative players are even like it's good? Because I don't even see how it's good for the narrative. Like, I don't understand it.
Let's not dive into the shit part of Warhammer, all right? Let's just stay on the...
Yeah, let's
This is not a narrative channel.
Hold on a minute. I reckon we can do another stream debating the old narrative and competitive. Yeah, I reckon that's another stream on its own. Yeah, so maybe I'll pull a few of you guys in and we'll go to town and do a bit of research and make sure it's well thought out.
I am a narrative player. I only play Death Armies. That's a narrative.
Exactly. That's narrative, man. That's narrative. That's what I mean. It's a yeah, you got to kind of put some stuff in boxes to talk about it. But anyway, move on from that. Yeah, so Slaves come out. We know we're getting a heap of battle tomes, and let's talk about the two that just dropped over the weekend. Manu Reed's book, read it, but even though the entire internet had the Nighthawk battle tome for about 2 weeks already. God bless you, whoever put it out. I love you. Just keep it coming. Keep it coming. And
really good rundown of the Nighthaunt one as well on Honest Wargamer too. I really appreciated that as well.
Yeah, that was cool.
But yeah, really good rundowns.
Goonhammer has an article out now as well.
Yeah, Goonhammer released theirs yesterday as well. When Manhor Ads book also did it as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to those guys, and I think Pete Atkinson writes to them as well. So shout out Pete. A Geordie friend. Yeah, so Tyson, Nighthaunt, buddy. What do you reckon? 1,000 for you, mate.
I am erect, and I'm so happy because, yeah, look, I'm positive that everyone else was feeling a little bit trepidation when we saw the war scroll for the crossbows. And I'll probably lead off with that. What a fucking average unit. But what I am very happy to say is that was lulling us into a false sense of depression, because there is some fucking baller shit in this battle tome, and I mean like fucking exceptional. Look, I'm not going to go through all of it because obviously, look, refer to who we were just talking about. Go watch Honest Wargamers rundown. Manhorad's books like GMG's is really good. Goonhammer's ones is also really good as well. But I just want to point out some things that are amazing. Look, to begin with, the Wave of Terror, the charge abilities are fucking superb, and the fact that they stack is also fucking superb. That's the only time I've seen stacking in a long time. Pretty much, well, yeah, since OS 3 was the thing. But the fact that if you roll over, you can choose which one you want to pick. So you can actually really choose to notice something. So if you're like, well, look, I'm into something, I actually don't care if it gets a hit in before I do, I'm still comfortable, I'm going to kill it. You can sacrifice your fight's lust to give it another pip of rend. And the way that this army is looking like is you would literally just try to charge as much as humanly possible. With the retreat and charge across the board for everything, you're going to slam so many charges in. It's that, if it was just that is the only update they had, this would already be a fucking unbelievably good book. But that's ridiculous. But the fact that the ethereal's changed, I understand it's a bit of a two-way street now. You know, now if you're allying in Nighthaunt, they no longer get that because it's now an ability. I get that. That sucks. But realistically, fuck it. Just play it as a solo faction and you'll still cream, which is what you want. Also, the Aura of Dread as well. The fact that you no more kind of inspiring presence if anything's within 3, that's super reliable. Like that's what we've always needed. -1 to bravery means 3/5 of fuck all when everything's on a 10+ bravery. Like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's so much better. Having a 5+ ward save that I can choose on something as well for shooting in combat phase is ridiculous. And I haven't even gone through the sub factions yet. Like, that's literally just abilities at the moment. Yeah. What's your thoughts so far, guys?
When?
Broken. Nah, it's not super broken. I know how much retreat and charge can win games because Skaven, obviously. So the fact that you've got other things tied into that ability, that's pretty good. They're definitely going to be a big horde army. They're going to be hard to chew through, even though their save isn't that great. You know, you can't rend them, so it's going to stop the whole frickin' rend stacking that's going on at the moment. Can you save stack them? Have they clarified that?
What do you mean by save stacking? Because you can't alter their save.
Yeah, there you go. So no, you can't save stack. So that's
No. So things like all out defense means 3/5 of fuck all on this. So you're basically doing all out attack. But that's fine. When your whole army's on a 4-up, except for chain rasps, that's not an issue. That's fine.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
No, the book. I'm actually happy for Nighthaunt because Nighthaunt's never really been in a great spot. Maybe when they first came out, they were okay, but they weren't fantastic. But gorgeous models. Always love the Nighthaunt models. And all the book is looking really good.
Yeah, on that, I really want to point out, look, it's the same 2 sub-factions that everyone's talking about, and they're the 2 that I'll probably sign up with to begin with. Look, Emerald Host, after setup, you basically pick D3 plus 1 units on the battlefield, and at the end of every battle round, you roll a dice for each one of those that's picked, and on a 2+, they take D3 mortal wounds, and it's D3 plus 1 if it's monsters. What a way to just fuck up everyone's little support heroes.
Amazing. Absolutely.
Like playing against your Seraphon now, Wilsey, please bring your little shit skinks. Please, holy fuck.
You won't get to turn 2 though, so it's all good.
How? But that's the thing is with the amount of not only retreat and charge, and you won't be able to do your ability on the 4-up to fuck your skinks off either because you can't. If I take one of those abilities where you cannot retreat from me either, then you're stuck there. Like there's so many situational things you can do on this. It's ridiculous.
It's a good book.
Yeah.
It's a good book.
Look, my favorite though is going to be Scarlet Doom because I've wanted to run Mass Blade Geists for a long fucking period of time because they're my favorite models in that line. Because fucking spooky ghosts with giant swords. But yeah, that one there. After a Blade Geist Revenants make a charge, you pick an enemy unit within 1 inch. You roll a dice equal to the models in that charging unit, and on a 5+, it deals 1 mortal wound. And then because that makes your Blade Geist also a battle line. So if you have a unit of 30 Blade Geists, and you don't, obviously they're on 32, so I know you're not going to get that many of them in, but they're on 3s and 3s, rend 1, extra damage. They're on 2 attacks each. You're already, on an average there, you're looking at an average of 10 mortal wounds before you even do the damage, like before that even goes through to it. And that's before then you also pick if something's going to hit you last, if they're going to be -1 to hit you, if they're going to have another -1 rend, whatever that might be on top of that. And then you can do some absolutely fuck shit in using the boatman. What's his name? Blah blah blah. Fucking
Bodie McBoatface.
No, perfect.
Yeah, Bodie McBoatface, correct. Yeah, the fact that he can teleport other units around with him as well, you can do some ridiculous alphas. Like, but that's what I was probably going to point to as well, is when we say an alpha is what we were talking about earlier. This is a different kind of alpha. This is more like an alpha. Imagine if you moved Gabe's army, those dire wolves, and you just set them in front of somebody and you're like, right, now you have to chew through all of that before you can get through me. That's what this is. But I've got the ability to retreat and charge, and now that every single thing is a minimum of 8-inch movement, because obviously your recharge is no longer D6 plus your movement, it's just your movement. But everything fucking hoofs across the board now. You've got better movement, your shenanigans are better, it's got more damage where it needs to. The only thing that's going to let this army down is against long-range shooting, and if you don't have line of sight blocking. That's the only thing that's going to kill this at the moment.
Nick, any thoughts?
No.
he's not into the old Nighthaunt. Wilsey?
Yeah, I think we saw all the War Scrolls first, and they're very basic War Scrolls, look okay, but it shows what a page of Allegiance abilities can do. It's going to be a really good book. I think they've nailed it. It's going to go straight to mid to top tables. It's going to count. It's got tools against things like Seraphon, like you said. So yeah, big ticks. I think it's going to be good. Don't want to play it.
I mean, don't run. There's a lot of situational stuff. Like a lot of it's either perfect storm or it's very situational. So look, at a hard as nails GT, look, I don't know how it'll go. But I'm talking like if I know you're coming around, Wilsey, I'll absolutely be able to make a list that's going to make your night a fucking rough one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And exactly. That's the thing is you can tailor it however you go, but that's the thing is it might require that level of forethought and list building in order to get something good. So what it looks like in a long-term meta, we'll wait and see. But the only thing I wanted to point out, and look, I'm the first person to shit can G-dubs as much as the next person. I'm not going to touch the prices because we live in Australia. We live in Australia anyway, and that's already infuriating me. But this is the first time I've ever seen a battle tome come with a sheet of cards, which comes with a 9-inch measuring gauge.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. Yeah, cool. The tokens for -1 to hit and charge and whatever. Sorry, -1 to hit, save, and strike last is kind of cool. But yeah, I kind of appreciated that. I don't know if it's worth the extra fucking money I'm paying for the battle tome, but you know, it's there.
Well, Doc's paying the same amount of money, and they're not getting a card sheet.
Yeah, that's just a tax you pay for playing else.
Yeah, they get everything else.
Yeah, I think it's a great book. Although I won't be playing it again because the only thing they didn't sort out was the one thing that I wanted them to sort out, which is the Black Coach, which in my opinion is pretty dumb. I thought I wanted it to be like a murder machine, and it isn't, and it's just a missed opportunity for me. I would have probably done like a 4 Black Coach theme army. But alas, you can't have everything you always want. The rest of the book's amazing. So, yeah.
Look, there's things that I don't like. Yeah, you and I have spoken about this for the last 3 years now, about the Black Coach being in a bad place and what they needed to do to fix it. They haven't. That sucks. Kurnos is fucking useless. Why anyone would pay 210 for him? I mean, Tyrone 3's Rend 3 damage. Like, yeah, cool, happy, but that's all he's got. Like, that's not worth 210.
No. He should be 160 points again. I think they put him back down to that recently, so I don't know why he's gone back up.
To be fair, most of the book got a price hike, and like a relatively high price hike for almost all the points across the board.
Pretty much all 3.0 has done that. Every 3.0 battle tome is just price hiked.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Obviously, they want to try to keep fewer models on the board, make games go quicker, so on and so forth. I get that.
Could have given him command ability. Could have given him a command ability.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll wait and see.
Crossbows or something. I mean, what's the point of the crossbows?
Oh my god, those fucking things.
If they're his crossbow men, give him a command ability with the crossbows to make them work or do something. I just think that's a bit lazy by Games Workshop. I mean, the rest of the book, the Allegiance, I'm not bagging the book, but there's a couple of things that you can look at and just think, oh, for fuck's sake, man. Just, you could have put a bit of effort in there.
All they had to do was make that a unit of 10 and give it 18-inch range. That's it.
Yeah,
if even 4s and 4s, but like that's still something.
No, what they should have done to do is what Wilsey said they should have done in their original. When they shoot something, they get like -3 bravery or something. Then that combos with their allegiance ability. That means they can't inspire presence. I mean, then it's worth taking a unit of 5 if they can give something -3 bravery. That's pretty good. That's worth taking a unit of 5 if you want to get rid of a hard unit or elite unit. It'd be pretty good.
I'll be taking Glaive Wraith Stalkers for being a shitty little rat unit that'll piss off units for far cheaper. That'll do far better.
Oh, is that a new rat unit in the last few years? Oh, okay.
Yes,
no. Did you ever see those? But that's the thing, is like the only person I ever knew that ever ran those was you, Luke.
Yeah,
and those and a unit of 4. Oh, but yeah, a unit of 4 would fucking hold up a unit of 40 skeletons because I couldn't kill the things. You would roll on 4-ups for days. Yeah. But that's the thing. Now they've actually got a boost to their abilities, like, and what they actually do. I see purpose in them now. But yeah, look, I'm super excited, and I haven't been excited to touch Nighthaunt for a year and a half, 2 years. So, fuck yeah, can't wait.
And we've got a couple of doc players. So, any thoughts on the doc book, Wayne or Nick?
It's basically a rewrite.
Yeah.
Look, I like it because they're bringing it up to line for 3.0 and adding monstrous rampages for an army that doesn't have very many monsters. I like it, and hopefully it gives me a reason to run as many avatars as I can fit in a list. Like, I'm looking forward to it. You can still push out the hordes. It's not just like monster meta. I think there'll be some play. Like, I'm keen for Dredgy Kenneth. That's all I gotta say.
It's a good book. Doc didn't really need changing much. That's it. And they didn't change much. They just upped their points with everything else, like 3.0 is doing. They changed a couple of minor things, clarified rules, etc. And I don't understand why they removed Snakes and Marathi from the hunt, though, because they haven't changed them.
And the book's not out yet. Like, why is the hunt list changed? I'm not sure about that. You're right.
But also, they're not as good in the meta. They're actually dropping off in the meta, statistically.
or people aren't playing them as much.
I still don't want to play against Marathi and the bow snakes anytime soon, though. Like, it doesn't make it any easier to play against.
No.
I will say that I will use the melee snakes. Like, always wanted to use them. Changing their ability to a 2+, like, it's not a great ability, but thematically I want to use them instead of the bow snakes.
That's a nice little multi-win bomb at the end of combat. It's nice.
I'm happy they've made hordes relevant, though. They've made witches wicked, and they can take 90, which I like. So, but it's also developers' army, so they've done it for them, as they do GW. So, congratulations to them.
Yeah.
The point is, you can basically use every unit in dock now. Pretty much.
Every unit in the book's good. Yeah, 100%.
Doomfire Warlocks.
Okay.
Ooh, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Look, we haven't seen anything really on the Doomfire Warlocks yet. They're basically the same as what they were before, but because Marathi lost the +1, they might help out a little bit. Who knows?
They'd be good in other armies other than Doc, because the other stuff's just better, right? So they'd be pretty okay in other armies. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
The one change that I do want to point out is the heart renders now get the automatic 6 move instead of rolling a dice. That's good.
Really?
Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
The life takers don't, though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I can't wait to play against more armies where it's 90+ fucking witch elves again. So happy.
No, that
fantastic.
Sounds horrible. Okay, that's the new books. What else are we going to talk about? Let's talk about, I know you guys can't see it, but we are going on to the reveals from the show. We've got first up the horns of Hashnut.
The slave stuff, yes, the horns.
Yeah, what a fucking prick tease that was. Everyone's like, it's Chaos Dwarves. It's Chaos Dwarves. Nah, it's just dudes. Just fucking dudes.
With Chaos Dwarf hats. Even just some big hats.
Still, you get the Centaur, who is absolute, like, Centaur.
Centaur is beautiful.
Montaro, whatever his name is, off. Yeah, he's amazing. He's absolutely fantastic. So let's hope for a unit of them for when Chaos Dwarves do come. Fingers crossed that they will come.
Yeah.
I think next year's going to have quite a few new releases. Then we got the summer books, which are, let's get it up first. We'll get up Wayne's favourite, the Skaven.
Can we do Nick first? Come on.
All right, we'll do Nick first. We'll do Nick first. We'll go Sylvaneth then. So Sylvaneth. Nick, this is a massive drop for the old trees. You got 3 new kits. You got the Lady of Vines. Lovely looking model.
The Branch Wraith, named Branch Wraith. Yeah.
Yeah, she's massive.
Curious to see if there's an alternative version to her, where it's just the Branch Wraith.
You've got the bow boys, the fairy bow boys. With the beetles for wings, which everyone is complaining about their war scroll already, so we know Sylvaneth's going to be a filthy book. And then we've got these. And then we've got these fly riders, these beetle rider, flying beetle rider guys. Very interesting. Nick, thoughts on the Sylvaneth player?
I'm keen. I would love to see the book come together. I'm hoping that there's a way to play without having to just cover the board with extra terrain and like the 3 wildwoods. When you put them together, they're like a Pringle can, and I'm a big boy. Like, my hand is too big to fit in a Pringle can and has been for many years. Like, putting that into a board game is just annoying. But I'm hoping there's overgrown terrain and the Lady of Vines. Like, it doesn't seem like you can teleport to her at the moment, but I'm keen to see the little tech that you can do with Sylvaneth to sort of redirect yourself and like, be like a magician's handbook and be like, oh, I'm over here, but now I'm over here. Like, I'm keen for it.
Nick, I think I saw Alariel or something like that, but it sounds, fingers crossed, that they're going to have an ability to turn things into entangled terrain. Instead of putting more woods down, it sounds like you might just get 1 wood and then you turn the terrain into woods, which is what everybody wants to happen. And then, although there will be a lot of Sylvan players with extra woods, which you can just use as terrain, I suppose, or whatever. But
yeah. And I like the changes that she's got. I've always said that Alariel needs to use her spear in melee. Like, it's stupid that you would have it on the model and she only ever throws it. So that's a really good change for me. And they've seemed to have aligned her quite well for, you know, not just being a whiff machine. And Durthu, he's doing a similar sort of more reliable damage, which I'm really keen for. So we'll see when the book comes out.
Oh, anybody else any thoughts on the Sylvaneth?
They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say, they can't be any worse, man. They definitely look like they're in a better place, that's for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was one half of a box, and we got lots of new models, lots of excitement, and you know, the other half, we're thinking, finally some new models. Finally, here they come. And yeah, we saw this little bad boy coming up. Oh, look at him. He's so gorgeous. A little Death Master. And then it's like, and here's the rest of the Skaven reveals. And it's gone. So, Wayne.
All right, Wayne, have at it.
All right. I've got a catalogue here. It's 1997, right? 97. So we're still using models from 97, actually 94, because I don't have that catalogue. But, you know, there's Globadiers, Assassins. Oh, that's getting updated. Okay. There's other things, Gutter Runners, etc. They've been around for 20 plus years. And the new plastic Gunner Runners, where are they? We're getting a new Assassin. Where's the Gunner Runners and Night Runners?
In the Legends pile, Wayne, because no one gives a fuck.
Honestly, when I saw that Skaven was coming out, I was like, fuck yes. Gonna get some new models. One fucking model? What the fuck is this shit?
Your anguish fucking sustains me, Wayne. Keep going, please.
Oh, no, seriously. And then I was like, all right, the rules will be fine. We'll get new rules, just like the Sylvaneth. Sylvaneth's looking good. And then I see the Clan Rats. Right, so they changed Clan Shields. Nothing else. Storm Vermin. Okay, so they changed them from a 4+ to wound to a 3+ to wound, and they changed Clan Shields. Nothing else. Okay, Screaming Bell. Come on, show me. Hang on, what? It doesn't ignore Battle Shock anymore? Hang on, so a support piece now only gives you a better chance to get a Vermin Lord. Where's the rest of the support? Even the spell it does isn't support. And then the bells changed to 1 dice roll. What the fuck is this shit?
Wait for the book, mate. Wait for the book.
Look, I know what Adam said about allegiance abilities, given the book thing, but as it stands right now, holy fuck, I'm going to throw Skaven in the bin from the looks of this.
Just remember how much you and I fucking disliked Soulblight before AOS 3 kicked in. Just remember about, and like, going back to the fucking crossboys in the Nighthorn. They're still trash. Wait till the book comes out, and then if it's horrendous, we will give you your own show, and you can just fucking have at it. But wait until then. You're going to worry yourself into an early grave, man.
Look, I've got a glimmer of hope that they're fucking teasing me, and they're going to bring some new models out, like at the last minute or something. The allegiance ability is going to be great, all that. But seriously, if all this is another Doc Battle Tome where they just clarify a few things and change a couple of things, then there's no point in playing Skaven anymore. Basically, it's.
Where did you come at SAGT, Wayne?
Look.
No. Where
they're
did you
going to
come?
change, Tyson?
Where did you come, Wayne?
They're going to change the line of sight. It's not allowed poison.
Normal war
Yeah.
Honestly, I reckon they're going to nerf Scryer to the ground, buff Eshin, which is great. Eshin needs a buff. Like,
Wayne,
the Warband looks really good.
have you thought about this though, Wayne? If they are just tidying up and changing stuff, that means you'll lose your reroll for shooting and stuff for Storm Vermin.
Storm Fiends.
Storm Fiends, sorry. Storm Fiends. Imagine that. They just tidy up the book, get rid of all your rerolls, nothing really changes.
Honestly, like, that'd be the worst nightmare for me. You know, I'm Skaven through and through. I take them to every tournament. The first tournament I'm going to is RRR without Skaven. I'm actually feeling a bit uncomfortable about that. But I'm doing it because I'm just, Skaven's just... Right, I'm not excited for them. And if GW do just tidy the book up and don't give us new models and all that,
all right. First, you've got more than one new model, Wayne. You got a whole new Underworlds kit, so you just back off on them with an Underworlds kit.
I'm sorry.
With good rules, all right? Secondly, when they've written a book, they had a really good book written. The guys at the top went, hang on a minute, Wayne Buck collects this. And they're like, rewrite the trash. There you go.
Probably.
All your fault.
It is my fault, They saw that Skaven's still doing top 10 at tournaments. You know, I came third at CDGT, you know. Oh, Skaven's still coming podium. Nah, we got to fix this.
Yeah, actually, good point. The only person you can blame here for their success and therefore their inevitable nerf is you. Well done.
Exactly.
Wayne, you are the problem.
Yep, I am the problem. That's exactly right.
He's a Nurgle player now anyway, right, Wayne? That's right. Oh, no, you're a Doc player. No. Sorry, this week.
No, I'm still Nurgle. I'm Nurgle until R.
No, his sister's a battle.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
He's playing your system.
I dip my toes in many ponds, all right?
Games Workshop is doing this with Wayne? Yes. Give us your money.
Don't. I'm not buying anything else. Not after the fucking Fire Slayers and the fucking Ghosts.
Timestamp.
Okay. The only other thing we had two other things revealed. One was Cities of Sigmar is getting a full rework.
Fucking meh.
So
meh.
I'm going to take this as, and this would make, I think this is going to happen. It's going to make Luke Stone very unhappy. Basically, all the old kits, all the old elf kits, all that trash from the old world, gone. All of it will be gone, just about.
Fucking good riddance to pantaloons, man. Seriously, fucking. Ugh.
Yeah, they'll get rid of all the old sort of dark elf kits and stuff like that, and high elf kits. Everything will be gone. All the old dwarf kits. I reckon they'll all be gone, and it'll be a full, fresh line. It'll be a massive line. I reckon maybe 15 kits, maybe. So I reckon it'll be a big army next year, end of next year, maybe.
I'll just point out that those models are still newer than Skaven models.
And they should be legends just like fucking Skaven should be too.
Yes. Other than that, we get in the new General's Handbook, and it's moving to 6 monthly. And apparently this is the 6 months of the Horde meta, or battle line. So moving away from monsters and onto battle line.
Still 7 Gur, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think this would be good, but not for Tyson.
I think it's a big positive that it's changing the battle line. Big negative is 6 months.
Yeah. So spend, you know what they're like, don't you? Just spend your money. So I just hope the battle plans are good and thought out.
For me, it's like I get maybe. I mean, obviously it depends where you're at with your life, but I'm lucky to get fucking 10 games in 6 months.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Unless I'm playing a tournament. So that means realistically I'm going to have to spend 50 odd bucks every 6 months to play 10 games just to be up to date. It's a bit shit. I swear to God, if they don't fucking do it in a digital format as well, I will fucking go all the way to Nottingham and fucking Liverpool kiss someone, because I swear to God, that's fucking how much more wastage do you need?
Taking the piss, aren't they? Really should be. Everything should just be digital pretty much now. God damn it.
I won't get into anything to do with really 40k, but they just released the new FAQ for Tyranids, for example. We don't even have the book here and available in Australia yet. Every other country's had it. We still don't have it. But they've already released the update for that battle tome, for the codex that we don't even have here yet. Why is it not fucking digital for us to get? Like, what fucking year is it? Seriously.
Yeah.
It's
1814.
I'm going to go get my penny farthing and go for a ride. Yeah, I think we all know how useless they are. And yeah, we touched on it before, but the Slanesh FAQ came out, and what a fucking joke. Absolute joke. I mean, who in their right mind is going to save your depravity? It's the only thing that can win you the game anyway. Summoning shit. So, I mean, whoa, whoop-de-whoop. Whoa, thank you.
And how many depravity?
You need like 18 to get a 5-up ward.
18 for a 5-up ward.
And it's 12 for the maximum summon.
At that stage, most of your shit's dead. Like, what are you going to have on a 5-up ward there?
Everything's dead at that stage. And everything's on a 5-up, like a 4+ save maximum and then a 5-up anyway. So, I mean, literally they just wrote that in the toilet or something. I don't know. Wrote it on a piece of toilet paper and photocopied it and sent it through to the White Dwarf guys. So that's like nerf number 12 for Slanesh now, and still paying hard. So yeah, they stay in the box until something playable happens. So
you had your 6 months in the sun, and now it's 12 years in the dark.
Yeah. Oh, I really thought they would have done a new book, but it looks like it's going to be Zinch, isn't it? So
that's my guess.
Lumineth.
Yeah, maybe I'll get some new models for my elves. So
because clearly fucking Lumineth and you need a new fucking book. Anyway, I'll get angry. I'm going to turn into Wayne in a minute, so I'll be quiet.
They're going to get nerfed. I'm telling you now, they're going to get nerfed. It's a nerf to the archers, and nerf to the foxes. So
I don't think it will. I really don't think it will. Fucking, they have a boner for fucking elves. IDK had very few nerfs. Doc have never had a nerf.
Yeah, but they want to take them off. Yeah. They want to take them off that Prime Hunters list, so they'll have to do something. They'll probably remove the reroll hit spell, which will stop the archers being amazing. That's all I'd do. That's all I'd do.
Look at Doc. All you have to do is get a new battle tome and you get removed from the hunt. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not sure why they got removed, because, well, they didn't change anything, but there you go. Anyway, anybody got anything else to say before we sign out?
One thing, I had a game with Mark Nodge the other day, top bloke actually to play against, so keep an eye out for that. That should be on the channel shortly. Luke's
working on it.
Yep. So that's anyone should Fire Slayers versus Lumineth, so you'll get to see Lumineth in action. And my one and only game with the Fire Slayers, so keep an eye out.
Yes, that's what's coming up on the channel, and the other guys are going to be getting some reps in, I reckon. Whether they record, I'm not sure. There's only 3 weeks till quadruple R.
Next Sunday's list submission. Yeah.
So you've got some choices to make, fellas. Yeah.
Well, next week you'll see me versus my own Skaven.
Who are you playing?
Josh Clark.
Okay, very nice. All right, that'll be a good rep coming up. So, yeah, guys, as always, thanks for listening. Smash like, smash subscribe, like you smash the beers. Catch you next time.
Later.
See ya.
You won't bother me no more. And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend. And I say, I think